Yo, yo, yo. How are we doing? Long time no see. Been a bit lazy. I'm back here in Thailand, in Phuket, in my little pet hotel that I visit. I've done a few videos in the past from here. And I thought I'd throw the camera on. I'll tell you why. I have just done a call with a guy and we started, he wanted to learn how to sell. He said, Mark, you're full of confidence and, can you teach me how to sell? And I'm like, absolutely, this is what I used to do. We're supplement specific on this video, but there was an example from that session I just did that I thought would be great in relation to writing effective sales copy. And this could be a line for an ad, it might be a full-blown website or whatever, but people really, really misunderstand the power of language. And I have met very, very few people in this life that have practiced constructing more impactful statements and sentences through just giving prior thought. I mean, most of us, I'm one who does it, and I can do it in real time now. I believe I pick the right words nearly all the time. Now, what are the right words? Well, the right words in this context are words of influence, words that will encourage people to take action, to do something, to see the benefits in your product, in your supplement, whatever it might be. But people are so basic with language. And so if you want to stand out and be in that 5%, and get away from the 95% of competitors that are all doing the same thing, master your words. Now, let's give you an example, get straight into it. Let's say we've got on the website a 90-day guarantee, 90-day warranty, right? So how could we tell the customer, the site visitor, that we have a 90-day guarantee, they're covered, their purchase is covered by a 90-day warranty? How could we tell them that in a better way? All right. Now, what I'm thinking about here is adding a couple of words to the statement. You have 90 days warranty. And I'm thinking of playing around with a couple of words that would make it sound more grandiose, better, what we call toward motivated. We want the customer positive towards this 90-day warranty, where typically they wouldn't be, because what's 90 days? It's like, your statutory rights at 30 days plus a couple more. But, most supplements, they take 3-4 months to get working if they're going to at all. And so a 90-day warranty isn't a great thing. And I would advise you to put a 1-year guarantee on your products. And I've covered why in another video. But nonetheless, let's just stick with 90 days. Let's say you got 90 days. So the statement could be written on the website. You're covered by a 90-day warranty. How can we make that better? Right, well, the first thing is I'm going to load up the front end with a few words first. And these words don't relate to making the 90 days or the warranty sound any better than what it is. But what they do is assume the sale. So if I'm going to write if I'm going to write you're covered by a 90-day warranty, what I'm going to put at the front is your purchase today is covered. Now, that positive language is just like someone saying, you got this, you got this, you can do it. You got this. You do this all day long in your sleep. And versus someone saying, I won't do that. No, you're not going to make it. That is going to end in disaster. It's that assumption and that belief from someone else, the words we're reading, whatever, that has us believing too. So keep hitting them with your purchase today. Your bottle of brand name comes complete with 13 nootropics, 14 anxiolytics, and 3 adaptogens, whatever it is. So your purchase today, get that in there and just make them start to think, yeah, I'm buying, and get them in that buying mode. Your purchase today is covered by a 90-day warranty. Give me a word we could stick before 90-day. Give me a word we could stick before covered. How about fully? Right now, the statement, you're covered by a 90-day warranty, is level 1. Level 2, your purchase today is covered by a 90-day warranty. Level 3, your purchase today is fully covered. Fully covered. It makes them think that there's no questions asked. And it's just 5 letters. 6, 5, fully. It's a good word to put in there. There's probably better ones, but I'm doing this in real time. If I was script writing, I'd give it more thought, but fully sounds like a good one to have. Right, so your purchase today is fully covered by our 90-day warranty. What words are next? Covered. We'll leave that. I like it. What could we have after covered? We could use the fully word again, just shorten it to full. Your purchase today is fully covered by our full 90-day warranty. I'm going to leave that in there. I like it. It repeats the word twice a little bit, but I don't care. It's double hitting the message home. Fully covered fully comprehensive, no questions asked. You've got absolutely no reason to not purchase today knowing this. So what do we got next? 90 days. And this is where it gets interesting. This is where you're going to go, oh, I get it now. And this is the sort of language I'm using all the time in real time. So if I was going to say 90 days, I wouldn't say 90 days if I'm trying to motivate that person toward that number. If I'm thinking I want them to think this is a big number and this is a great deal, I'm not going to say 90 days. What would be the same amount of time but level 2? Level 3, 4, wherever we're at? What would be a level up than 90 days? How about 12 weeks? Psychology has shown that people don't focus so much on the number. The thing the brain remembers the most is that last bit, the day, weeks, the period, the time period. So how about changing 90 days to 12 weeks? That'd be like level 3 now, that statement. How could we go level 4? What's the same amount of time, but in language, more than 12 weeks? You got it, 3 months. We ain't playing around with 3 months, are we? Let's see where we're at. Your purchase today is fully covered by our full 3-month warranty. It's getting better. It's more salesy. It's more exciting. But it ain't good enough for me. Your purchase today is fully covered by our full quarter of a year warranty. Quarter of a year. It's massive. You see what I mean? So we're not done. There's one more word: warranty. Warranty is not a good word. What does warranty mean, even if you've never experienced one? What do you think of warranties? Have you ever made a claim? No. But what do you think of them? Well, they never pay out, do they? That's what most people assume. The only time we heard, you never saw your neighbor with a brand new car and you're like, what happened to you? You win the what lottery? No, a warranty just paid out and we got more than we thought we would. No, what happens is you get shafted. There's small print. It's like, the engine's blown. Well, the engine's covered, but if you look in the small print, it's only the camshaft, not the rocker covers is the problem with your part of the engine. So no, you're not covered. There's always rules and stuff. A warranty, actually, if you say the word warranty, the first thing I see in my head, visual image, is that of like a tax accountant, like some little weasel guy. No disrespect to tax accountants. I know one who is a fighter, but the average tax accountant is probably a weasel boy, like a car salesman with the old tie done up and it's just warranty. It's a bad time. So what word could we use to get that mental image of some suit telling me, sorry, but that part isn't covered? You said that the supplement gave you heartburn. Oh, heartburn's not covered. Acid reflux would be. So how about guarantee? Oh, guarantee is a nice word, isn't it? Why? Well, it's got none of the negative connotations that go with warranty. And guarantee, unlike warranty, which means one thing, warranty just relates to one thing in this planet, really, and that is a insurance policy of some kind, a get your money back sort of warranty. That's it. That's all that word can really be attached to. But the word guarantee can be attached to many things. It could be me putting my hand on my heart and looking you straight in the eyes and saying, I guarantee, if you don't get the result from this supplement, I'll refund you immediately. A guarantee is when someone gives you their word. A guarantee doesn't just relate to a payout. A guarantee insinuates service. It's a great word. And if you don't think so, I'll still say it's better than warranty. So your purchase today is fully covered by our full quarter of a year guarantee. How much better than that than you've got a 90-day warranty? And all it is the exact same sentence, but just with thought, love, care, and some skillful use of the words we have available to us. Easy. So I think I'll stop it there. We'll make this short and sharp. Now, I can't stop it there. You know me. I can't just hang up and not talk. I love to talk. But I'll finish up here. And what I'll say is I've just taken one statement of the many things we can talk about on our supplement websites and shown you how you can turn that intensity, the power, the impactfulness, the persuasiveness, even if you like, the manipulative ability of that sentence or statement, we can really ramp it up just through some thought. Now go back to your website if you've got an existing supplement website, and go and have a look at how many times you've let yourself down by just using the most basic level language. I have got an idea. We'll finish up in a couple of minutes. Let's just flip it so that you really get this. Let's just take one more example. Let's say you're in customer service and a customer has asked for their money back, and you've checked the rules and they're well entitled to it. They qualify, and so they're getting their money back. The unfortunate news is the company are a bunch of assholes and they don't like refund requests or whatever. And so they've put in a 90-day window stipulation, basically meaning that you can have a refund, but you won't get it for 90 days. And a lot of companies do this because a lot of refund requests can sometimes be panic decisions because of bills come in or something. And someone's like, oh my God, the car insurance, what can I do? I can say the supplement didn't work and get $60 back there, So whilst you may think this is an easy job, I'm going to tell the customer that they're getting their money back. You've actually got to go and let them know that the company has a 90-day payout window. Now, that's bad news. And what we want to be careful of here is that the customer is going to be away from motivated from that period of time. They're not going to like it. They're going to be like, 90 days? I want my money back now. You took it straight away. Why have I got to wait a full quarter of a year? So how do we deliver the news? The sentence will be, you have a full quarter of a year to wait. Here we go. So the sentence is, sir, normally we don't issue refund requests, but I did speak to the boss on this one, a special case if you like, and I'm happy to tell you, congratulations, your refund request has been approved. Now I am going to close down any second now, because what I want to do is go and start this process, and you'll have your money back in your bank in 90 days, a quarter of a year. You'll have your money back in a quarter of a year. That's the message. I actually added that first bit. It's just like a role play conversation, but you know what I'm saying. The message is your money will be back in your bank in a full quarter of a year. So how do we change that? Well, first thing, let's take it down to weeks. All right. Your money will be back in your bank in 12 in 3 months. Let's go down to 3 months. Let's take it down. Your money will be back into your account in just 12 weeks. There, that's it naturally kicking in. I couldn't say 12 weeks without throwing the word just in, and I should have done that first. So what we can do is, if we take the sentence, your money will be back in your account in 90 days, we could level one, your money will be back in your account in just 90 days. Just 90 days. If you want to go level two, you'd put the bit at the beginning. Great news. Normally, I don't see refunds get paid out, but I went and spoke to the boss about your case, and he has agreed, she has agreed that 100% we will be issuing your money back, and I want to get started today. Started. I don't want to do it today because I can't, because it's 90 days, so I use the word started. Start a process. It kind of lets the customer know, if they're sharp enough, and most are started, that they're not getting a refund now, right? So get started on your refund policy, and the money will be back in your account in just 90 days. Now, we've already gone through this in the previous example, so let's turn down the 90 days. We want to make this look as small as possible. So where can we go? We can go down to 12 weeks. Or 12 weeks, no, days is as low as we can get. Sorry, my bad. Yeah. So you'd go from quarter of a year, turn it down to 3 months, turn it down to 12 weeks, down even lower, 90 days. Hell, if it wants something like 17,362, I'd put it in seconds. Great news, sir. Refund's on its way. It'll be with you in 1,772 seconds or whatever, 17,892 seconds. Days is probably the lowest we can get away with. So great news, sir. What I'm going to do is try and stop the objection of, I want to speak to someone, this is ridiculous. So it's going to piss them off a little bit, but I'm going to stick it in just to stop that repeat email, that email reply. I'm probably going to put, as per our terms and conditions. So great news, sir. Spoke to the boss. Absolutely refund, just as per our terms and conditions. I want to get that process started right now, and your money will be back in your account in just 90 days. Now, they're probably feeling a bit peed off. 90 days, I need that money now. So I'm going to put something on the end. Maybe just it's the British banter. Maybe it's my sick, sarcastic, twisted side. But at the end, something like, period, full stop, in just 90 days. And then I'm going to put something like congratulations. And I'm sorry it didn't work out for you with the supplement, but keep an eye out any moment now. The money will be in your account. There you go. Any moment now, just 3 months. We could have to 3 months, actually, 90 days. It's going to be back in your account in just 90 days, though usually sooner. That would also stop any flare-ups, though usually sooner. Now, it's probably day 89. Note on the system. Dear boss, I said sooner. This was a screamer. Please refund on day 89. So language, we have all the words at our disposal, but it's just giving thought to, here's my sentence, write it out as you'd say it in real time. You're covered by a 90-day guarantee, a warranty, whatever, and then look at it and slow it down and read every word. That's what we did in the example at first, wasn't it? What's the first word? Hang on, I could stick one in here. Fully covered. That would be better. A full 90 days. If it's a refund and we want to make that 90 days seem small, just 90 days. The addition of a word or two can change things. But if you go and look at the average supplement website, go to the product pages, 30-day money back guarantee with some, I don't know if I can say the GAY word anymore. Yeah, Trump's in. Gay little icon. That's gay as in the old British lame version, which meant lame, nothing to do with sexual preferences or joy. So some gay little icon. That's it. When I look at these product pages, I see so little impact. You have 80% of your people making a decision whether to buy your supplement or not in that first fold now. That's it. The selling is literally done on the picture tiles. You've almost got to take that old school landing page style of what it is, what it's going to do for you, how it does it, with touching on the science behind the ingredients to back up how it does it, how to take it, what to expect in terms of results, when to expect them, immediate benefits, long-term benefits if you buy the 3-bottle plus, who it's for, and what's the supplement facts with the rest of the ingredients in the formula and so on. That old school long form sales page now has got to be put into picture tiles. And this is what I'm trying to do as I reinvent and rebrand my main supplement website right now, is I'm realizing that only 20% are getting past that first fold, that first image with the add to cart, the price, and the picture images. Unfortunately, we've given birth to a generation of plankton brains who, oh, that looks pretty, I'll buy it. This is a brain-changing nootropic formula, but the bottle looks sweet, so I'm in. It's so dumb, but it is what it is. So what I'm trying to do now is take those key messages, how to take it, what to expect, how soon to expect it with a little timeline, how it compares against the 3 leading competitors on a little comparison. And I'm trying to get all this information into little tiles that can be seen on one of these stupid little idiot devices called a smartphone, ironically. So you can tell I don't like phones. No, I don't have one. I got one, but I don't use it. Last call was about 7 months ago. If you want me, Messenger. I don't like ringing phones. So we got words, things we can say, and there will be a hierarchy on the standard typical product page. And a lot of the hierarchy you need to determine. Now, this is easy. You don't need to be some e-com whiz or sales guru to understand what a customer's looking for, because you are a customer most days, buying a bun, whatever it might be, a sandwich on the way to work, whatever it is, you're buying stuff all the time. So we know what it's like to be a customer. So sit there and play devil's advocate and role play with yourself and say, right, Mark, you're going to buy the supplement, aren't you? No. Tell me why not. Supplements don't work. Right. Supplements don't work. I need somehow to make Mark understand that this supplement does work. How could I best do that? And again, there'll be a hierarchy of ways that we could explain that. Largely, people turn to testimonials or social proof or case studies. Sometimes with supplements, we could turn to the science. Oh, don't do that. No, that's all right. Turn to the science. Just don't trust it anymore. So we could turn to the science, which would mean that we would convey that the L-tyrosine in our focus formula will help you focus longer, as was shown in this study at Michigan University with 67 participants, experienced better concentration in memory and focus related games whilst taking L-tyrosine versus a placebo. We put that on, little graph, and bearing in mind we've got to put the information into a picture tile these days because they're just going to look at the little price, the add to cart, and then they're just going to look at the pictures. So what we want to do instead is get like a little simple graph, L-tyrosine increase thingy, Michigan University, put the link to the study, then the graph showing it going up. Second slide for social proof or whatever would then be maybe a customer testimonial or a case study with someone holding the bottle. Although I think that's losing power now. I think we're getting the gist of the old Instagram style feed at the bottom of websites with hundreds of paid influencers being sent $50 to hold up the bottle and say, I take this. So we've got a hierarchy of things we can say, and they've all got to be said up there. And as you're thinking about what information do I want to give the customer first, obviously the first image will be the main bottle image. Hopefully your label will have a couple of benefits and say exactly what it does on the tin. The next one down for me is probably going to be the 3 proposed benefits in a summary. So 3 bullet points cut on a square or a slide or a rectangle for a phone or a tablet. It's going to be cut into 3 with a picture of someone enjoying the 3 benefits. So it might be more stamina, and I'm going to show a 60-year-old man on a mountain bike out on the trail. You know, better memory, and you know, it will say better memory on the left, and then on the right it will merge into an image of just an older gent playing chess or something. I don't know, so that they can visually see and get it, and pictures paint 1,000 words and all the rest of it. And then we want to come into, you know, whatever, you got supplement facts, how to take it, and all the rest of it. You decide, but remember your language. Your language is so important. And with every tile, image, headline, header, H1, H2, H3, whatever it might be, even the label itself on that bottle, you can convert at a reasonable rate, or you can get that business soaring. And it's all down to how persuasive you are with your words. And if you're not, you can always learn. But if you're really not, then go find yourself a sales copywriter and watch this video back and make sure as you read through their copy, you can see them following the format of using toward or away from motivated language to encourage or discourage someone from something that normally they may not want to receive or hear or whatever. Can that person with language paint things in its very best light? But really it should be you. I learned language by just studying. I think I Googled power words and I started understanding that there were certain words in the English language or in any language that that have more power than others. For example, the most powerful word in any language is a person's name. How many times have you walked down the street and something has happened, a noise or sound, and it sounded like someone called you and it stopped you dead in your tracks? Just did someone call me? No one there. I had that recently with a dog barking. It's a huh? Bloody dog. But my name's Mark, and it sounded like he said Mark. So a person's name is important. If you're ever selling face to face, you want to keep repeating their name, not all the time, but John, you do want to throw people's names in every now and again because it will snap them back to giving you full attention, huh? So we've got language. Because is another power word. Because mom can have an ice cream. No, it's time for bed. Mom can have an ice cream. No, mom, no. Why? No, why? Because I'll go brush my teeth. You know, because is a very powerful word, and we can use that at the beginning of a statement that's about to justify something. Just by adding the word because, it will take people back to when they were a child. We don't hear any grown adult say because. But because, comma, statement. Because 99.7% of our customers buy a second repeat order, your purchase today is fully covered by our full quarter of a year money back guarantee. That's how good the product is. Right, that's it. Go and look at those product pages, look at your website, go and look at every single sentence and go and say, which word could I add just fully? What word could I swap warranty to guarantee? Or how could I better take a word or statement or sentence like 90 days and turn up the dial on it? if I want them to be excited about it or turn the dial down, should I not? I think that makes sense. It's beer o'clock here in Phuket, and so I am going to enjoy the rest of my evening. I apologize if that picture is pissing you off. The frame's too big. What the fuck were they thinking? I can't even look at it. Anyway, I'm out. See you soon, maybe. How long's it been? 2 months since I last did a video? I think it might be 4 or 5 months. I'm sorry. I'm not that motivated. I'm not monetized. Money might motivate me, but not really. I'm not monetized and don't get too much interaction in the comments. So I'll make a video when I feel like it, if I see some likes. Otherwise, if you've got a video you want done, I'll always do a video. So just put in the comment, "Hey, Mark, can you talk about this?" And then that motivates me to help people. But if I'm just talking out there into the ether on my own, as it feels sometimes, you might not see another video for 4 or 5 months. Leave me a little topic in the comments and I'll get straight on it because I don't want to let you down. If you want to work with me, yoursupplementbusiness.com, head over there and book an appointment. And otherwise, just make sure you like and subscribe and keep it in your trousers. I'll see you next time. Cheers.